Yo, what is up, guys? As you can tell by the title of this video, I have 14 characters that I think are more annoying than Jar Jar Binks. I think Jar Jar gets heavily scrutinized and ridiculed for being annoying, but I find him pretty funny. I don't think he's as annoying as several other characters, and the fact that he gets obliterated for being annoying, but a lot of these characters get off scot-free. I want to talk about these characters. Not all these characters get off scot-free. Some of these characters get off scot-free. So I would absolutely love to discuss this with you guys, and I'll do my best to give some explanations. Some of it is going to have to do with Star Wars lore, some of it doesn't, some of it has to do with writing, scripting, all that different stuff. Another disclaimer, as you can tell, I have a stuffy nose, so I'm sorry if that voice nasaliness annoys you. I'm going to do my best to talk clearly and have it so that you guys can understand what I'm saying and everything like that. So without further ado, let's jump into this list. I did my best to keep it in order. But yeah, so let's kick it off. My number 14, all right? Number 14 is going to be Finn. Finn is an annoying character for me, and it mostly has to do with character development and writing. John Boyega is a phenomenal actor. I love John Boyega, and I really liked Finn from the first movie, okay? Then we jump into, the first of the new trilogy, so episode 7. Then we jump into episode 8, and he's an absolute ding-dong butt cheek. And he continues down that path until he has his moment of resurgence, his moment of redemption, his moment of let's make this character great again, and a lot of that led to self-sacrifice. And I believe that there is no greater love, opportunity, way to show that you are redeemed from a selfish behavior like giving up yourself for someone else, especially in movies. And he had that opportunity but was robbed of that opportunity by the writers and another character who is on this list, and we'll get to them in the future. But that is the biggest reason why Finn annoys me, is because his character development was halted, and I don't appreciate it. I don't like it, and I didn't like the rest of his character through 8 and 9. Once again, John Boyega, phenomenal actor. I don't blame him. I kind of blame the writing and the scripting and so on. It's always been my belief that Finn should have died in episode 8 because it would have brought his character full circle. It would have broke my heart into 1,000 pieces, but it would have added so much more connection to the movie. It's not like I really want him to die. It's just the way that you wrote his character. I think that was the best time for him to be able to do that. And the writers kind of screwed that one up, in my opinion. So, next on the list is going to be Captain Phasma. Captain Phasma annoys me for a lot of reasons. But the main ones that I think more people could identify with is the fact that you probably didn't know this, but if you study lore and get into canon lore and different facts about Captain Phasma, is she is supposed to be so powerful that she could take on Boba Fett in a fight. Now, Captain Phasma in the movie could barely take on Finn in a fight, could barely take on anybody in a fight. Captain Phasma was completely overwhelmed in every situation. I'm not saying the actress was a bad choice, though it wasn't my favorite acting that was happening, but it wasn't bad in the acting sense. It just wasn't great. And the character herself was not portrayed well at all. They wanted to put this female into this strong role, which I'm cool with, but you didn't make her strong, especially if you consider lore. Is she supposed to be just as powerful as like a bounty hunter, like Boba Fett? And that just doesn't make sense to me. That you can't see that. You don't see that. You don't witness that one little bit. And to me, that makes her extremely annoying. Once again, probably more annoyed with the writers and maybe directors. So we'll kind of leave it at that. But that is where I'm going to put Captain Phasma on this list. All right, next on the list is Riva from the Obi-Wan TV show. All right, now here's the deal. Hear me out. The reason why she's only at 12 is because there's still time in the show for her to redeem herself. But one of the biggest problems I have with Riva, all right, is the script writing, okay? Has nothing to do with who she is or the actress, okay? I do not think the actress is a very good actress. In fact, I have somebody that I would have casted in that role, and it is the actress that plays Michonne from The Walking Dead. I am not 100% how to pronounce her name. I think it is Denai Guerrera, I think. But I think she would have been a way, way better fit for this role because she, Denai, I think, just has this amazing opportunity to say these lines. It's much like Michonne. Say these lines that are aggressive without me being like over the top. I don't know how to describe it, but she would have been a way better fit for the way the character was written. And I just don't think Riva really makes sense. I do like certain aspects about Riva, and that's why I'm going to give it time and see how she completes her story. But overall, not my favorite character, and I think the acting is extremely poor. Not my words, but somebody that I know that I trust with movies, they kind of described it well, is that she says every line like it's the most important thing she's ever going to say. And that's accurate, and to be honest, it gets kind of exhausting and annoying, and it makes, when you do deliver a line that is important, it doesn't make it obvious that it is important, because not every line you say is important, and some are, and I don't think she does that very well, and I really think Denai would have been a way, 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 way better fit for this role, and yeah, it just would have been way cooler in my opinion. Moving on, next on the list is Luke Skywalker in Episode 4 only. Okay? Episode 4, Luke Skywalker is when he's going to be trained and he's just starting out. He's just kind of this annoying little kid feel to him. He feels a little bit like more immature than how old he actually is. That's maybe just my opinion, but that's how it feels. And I don't love the acting in it, but then it gets significantly better in 5 and 6. But then if we were also to look at Luke in 8 and 9, I absolutely hate that Luke as well. But we're just going to stick with Luke Skywalker from Episode 4. But the biggest thing is just immaturity, which I guess is understandable. But once again, I'm just putting him on there because he really did annoy me in that entire movie. And it took away from that movie, in my opinion. Next on the list is Watto. Watto, for obvious reasons, annoys me. His attitude, the way he looks, everything like that. But that's also how he's supposed to be. You're supposed to be annoyed with him. Just like some of the characters that I listed before, like Riva and, well, I guess nobody else. But Riva, you're supposed to be annoyed with them, right? Because you can see everybody else on screen is annoyed with them. They wrote them so that you would be annoyed with them. There is part of that. But Riva was more about the acting aspect of it all. Whereas Watto, I think, was written to be annoying. You're not supposed to like him, and that's why he's only at 10. But overall, I still find him so extremely annoying. Just looking at him makes me want to punch him in his dangly Squidward-looking nose. All right? Next on the list is Cassian Andor from Rogue One. I gotta be honest with you guys, I despise this character. I don't have a full reason why other than the way he is. I don't really like anything that he does in the movie. He's just kind of this weird, sketchy, creepy, lurking in the shadows kind of a guy. I don't like him. He did fine in the movie, but he's annoying to me. I don't like him. And that's kind of all the reasons I have. I'm really sorry. I don't have better reasons for you. I just didn't like the way he looked. I didn't like the way he acted. And I don't mean like actor acting. I mean like his actual character was just always like lurking back and creepy and in the... like he could have been the one that was chasing Leia. That kind of a creep. So, moving on to Pong Krell. He is number 8. Pong Krell from the Clone Wars series. He's this Jedi Master, and then he ends up betraying them, and blah, blah, blah. I cannot stand him. He's so annoying, the way he talks, the way he acts, and not just because he betrayed the Jedi, because obviously I don't like the Jedi, but also because you betrayed the Jedi. You're kind of a dill pickle for that. Just looking at him once again, I want to punch him in his weird amphibious gullet, and I just think that he's super, super annoying. I don't think he's a good character. Uh, he definitely makes it top 10 easily for me. All right. Number 7 on the list is going to be a surprise, I think, and I'm really sorry to my brother-in-law Luke for this, but C-3PO. C-3PO was meant to be comedic relief, and just like Jar Jar, but I think some of the certain shticks, if you will, with C-3PO get overplayed and overdone. It's kind of always the same comedic relief, and I don't enjoy it. And, R2-D2 and him have this relationship, yet we don't know it because we can't understand R2-D2, but he does translate for us what R2-D2 is saying sometimes and questioning him or so on, like leading you to understand R2-D2. But the same old jokes with C-3PO are just kind of annoying, and I don't really like how helpless and ditzy he is for how smart he's supposed to be. That just kind of bothers me. So C-3PO is annoying for me. Next on the list, number 6, is General Hux. General Hux is absolutely annoying. I don't think there needs to be an explanation here. I think everybody can understand this one. He is unbelievably annoying with his screaming and whiny whatever. Like, he bothers me, okay? He bothers me. It's another one of those guys you look at and you just kind of want to punch him. Not in real life. If I met him in real life, I'm sure it'd be fine. Like the actor. I'm just talking about General Hux himself, all right? Next on the list, number 5, is Salacious Crumb. Do I really need to explain anything here? I don't think so. Number 4 on the list is young Anakin Skywalker. During the pod race, so on and so forth, that whole Phantom Menace episode, he's just not a good kid actor, and he just kind of annoys you over and over again. I don't think I'm the only one that thinks this. I think a lot of people would agree. And the fact that Jar Jar Binks gets ripped from episode 1, but this kid doesn't really get too ripped, which maybe it's because he's a kid, so it's off limits or whatever it may be. I just think we need to understand that he was not very good and was quite annoying. I think young Leia is actually better than young Anakin Skywalker, and that's my personal opinion. Do with it what you will. Number 3 on the list is pretty controversial because of the flack that this person got and how it affected, I think, episode 9 and so on. But Rose Tico, I think, she was one of the most poorly written characters in Star Wars. I actually did not mind Rose on a character base. But as she continued on in the story, she became very annoying. I did not mind her background. I didn't mind her existing. I didn't even mind her having a main part in the plot. But what they did with her in the plot, moreover, the love story with Finn and rescuing Finn, I think was one of the biggest mistakes in Star Wars history. I think Rose could have been utilized in such a better way. Same with Finn, and the fact that she saved Finn from what I believe to be his redeeming act, his redemption story arc. Instead, Finn somehow redeems himself another way? Not really. I don't see it. And so for that, Rose, I think, was quite annoying, and I don't blame the actress. I think the actress was fine. I think even the backstory was fine. Some of the scenes were fine. I completely 100% blame the writers and directors for this one. I think you could actually take Rose. I think I could take Rose and put her in a movie and make her actually one of the most likable characters in Star Wars. It wouldn't be that hard. But once again, the writers and directors really screwed that one up. Next on the list, number 2, is Haja Estri. He is from Obi-Wan. He is the stupid fake Jedi. I understand you're trying to be a fake Jedi, but you literally, what it seemed like, they sat a comedian down and they said, hey, make fun of Jedi, please. And that's what he did. And even if you're faking to be a Jedi, there is no way that you could possibly fake it that badly. And there's no way that people would fall for that. One of the best descriptions I got from this was, there's a YouTube channel, and I'm forgetting the name of it. It's something Platoon, but he did a great video, and he explained something where it's like, okay, 10 years have passed since the Jedi did their thing, right? That's like 10 years ago, Barack Obama was president. And let's say someone came up to you and was pretending to be Barack Obama, the president. you would not fall for it. You would know if someone was the president or not. Just like Jedi, you would know if someone was a Jedi or not. And so for this, he is absolutely one of the most annoying characters of all time in all of history, ever and ever. And I will not allow him to be redeemed in my mind. He is a terrible character, terribly written. They should have cut it out of the show, and it was awful. You know, the actor, he was fine. Like, I'm sure he maybe is a good actor in another sense somewhere else, but he is not fit for this, and they should have never put him in the show, and I'm just still not over it and okay with it. And it kind of makes, I mean, Obi-Wan couldn't get much worse, and then it got worse, so whatever. Number 1 on the list is Zero the Hutt, and I'm not really sure I need to I'm not sure I really need to explain further. If you've seen him in just about anything, I think you would agree, and he is beyond way more annoying than Jar Jar Binks. So hopefully you guys understand this list. Maybe you disagree, maybe you agree, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, or I caused you to rage and lose your mind, which is kind of what happens with some of these as well. And I find kind of hilarious with Star Wars fans is that we can just get super aggro over other people's opinions. But we just need to move on from it. But I think you could agree with some of these. I would love to know in the comments below which ones you did agree with. And there's obviously some characters I left off this list because they are a little bit more personal opinion of my own versus, you know, what some people actually would agree with. But I think these ones have viable reasons for being annoying, and I think people would agree if they gave it some thought. So without further ado, thanks for watching the video. We'll catch y'all later. Peace.